Okay, we are live. So welcome to another episode of the Cyber-Footdy.
Yeah.
New episode of the Madridista. Due to recent events that have been happening all over the course of the season, this was going to be our first episode for the 2026 calendar year. So the title of this episode is Crisis or Crisis, either one. So we're actually at crossroads. We've been humbled in the league by Hansi Flick's Barca, as you've known, heading to Alliance Arena, getting out very, very scathed. No more Bernabeu-style comebacks this season or last season. I mean, so many things to point out. Just so jumping straight in, our first item of the day will be the Vini dilemma and the Mbappe imbalance. So the main discussion point here
in the
will
quality
be
sense, you don't
some
want
recent data, as you've seen. Real Madrid partially plays better without Mbappe. And some data also shows we play or score more effectively without, even though the creativity is lacked. So the technical question I need to throw out here, and then we'll go one by one, is does Mbappe's presence force Vinicius Jr. into less effective zones, or basically does it affect the overall performance of the team generally?
Dr. Nasir, I think we should start from the people that are defending him.
Okay.
If we start with the negatives, we are not going to finish. So the people that are for him should come and explain the positivity brings to this team.
Yes. The reason why I'm asking you is for you to give your own point of view.
All I have is negativity. So they should start with the positives first. Then
there's one thing I want to add. In your question, or rather your introduction of the topic, you said whether Mbappe brings imbalance or his presence reduces Vini's or forces Vini to play less of a role and everything. It's not just about Vini. We're talking about the whole team here. I'm not here for Vini. I don't care if Vini scores one goal a season as long as we win trophies. All I'm saying is look at how Fede Valverde was playing. Look at how Brahim Diaz that we have insulted all season was playing in the absence of Mbappe. Look at Thiago Pitag that came onto the scene. A lot of other players. Trent was not fit enough to integrate into the team the whole season. However, him coming back, I think we found more balance. So it's not just about reducing the presence of Vini. I'm talking about the whole team, the cohesion of the whole team as a whole. I feel that it's drastically reduced with his presence. Through his fault or not, that is in no way. I
believe Real Madrid. First of all, I believe Real Madrid needs a total shock. Going into the nitty-gritty of the Mbappe Vini debate, and
so Abdul, I'm not sure if you've heard what Abbas has said. We're starting with the Mbappe side on his effect, actually, whether it's positive or negative. We've had input from Abbas saying that generally it's mostly negative, as we have seen other players stand up like Pitak, Brahim Diaz, and very Valverde step up to fill in that particular gap effectively. So it's up, but he missed some sitters. Actually, to be fair, not literally sitters, but clear chances. Yes, which is normal for a striker.
Be Valverde because he's very good with volleys and whatnot. Can take that one now. That half volley that he took, and it has to be nowhere for him to miss that chance. So sometimes when people even blame him for this and that, I don't even understand how it makes sense. And the most important that I always say,
but should that be at the detriment of the general performance of the team? As long as you're scoring, that's it.
wouldn't have considered them. Is it his fault that Militao over these 2 seasons has missed so many games? Is this impact this team? And talking about because it's very convenient. Like I mentioned in the group, PSG were in the Champions League final. Had it been, let's say, Icardi turned that tap in that he missed, it would have been a different story completely. One. Secondly, everyone knows PSG, one of their major problem that they were finding difficult to solve over the years was their midfield. They went and signed Idrissa Gana, Thiago Motta. They had Verratti, who is always injured. Their midfield was never solid. Last season, they signed João Neves. The season that Vitinho is at the peak of his powers. They brought Desire Doe. They brought William Pacho. They used to have only one serious defender, Marquinhos. They had Zabanya also from Bournemouth. I can't remember who was partnering Marquinhos before. And Pacho
Yes,
turned out to be a
I
great signing for
understand
them.
that in terms of the impact for PSG, but
And
generally now
also,
for Madrid, generally.
no, I'm trying to give a balanced and analysis. And Enrique was also in his third season. So, like I always say, these things are not very linear. I saw Abba saying Mbappe could end up becoming what if and what not. Ronaldo de Lima won only one league title in his glittering career, 0 Champions League, one league title. That does not change the fact that de Lima is an absolute
No, it has to
world-class
be.
player.
I was going
Everyone
to
knows that.
bring it up the argument, Abdul.
And
I was going to
also,
bring the
when you
argument
are
to say
talking,
that Ronaldo is
when you are talking about, and then
okay.
in, like I was mentioning, a lot of players were missing. We had Cruz last, and I think that last season too, Cruz was not even around. Then Carvajal was not around. Trent also was up and about. I understand it may not entirely be a coincidence, but you cannot just put all my. Mbappe is not defending. He's not, and Ahmed, I don't know where he got it from. That
Okay,
he was the reason why Alonso was sacked
Abdul,
and whatnot.
I would like to allow Abbazan to respond before we continue. And I need to bring Farid and Idris also on this issue.
Why
Okay, now there was this point because I knew that at some point Abdul will bring in Ronaldo de Lima. Ronaldo de Lima, funny enough, I've known Abdul long enough to know that Ronaldo de Lima is Abdul's favorite player of all time. You would all believe
Mine
me right
also.
now when. Yes, yours also, Nasir. Exactly. So, but now if we are bringing on base of those trophies and whatever it is that you say Ronaldo had won and everything, you would agree with me right now that recent nostalgia is taking Ronaldo de Lima out of the conversations because of the emergence of fan bases of the likes of Mbappe and other people. They now bring up ridiculous numbers and bring trophies. The dynamics were different. Now people bring up those. Abdul would not like it right now, but if you would have a conversation with recent day fans and Gen Zs, everything, they wouldn't put Ronaldo de Lima in the top 10 greatest footballers of all time, unfortunately. And if they are going by the strict basics and dynamics that Abdul is using to judge Mbappe right now, a lot of people would not put Ronaldo de Lima in the top 10 footballers of all time. I personally do not agree to that. Ronaldo is my second favorite footballer of all time, but at the same time, now Abdul has a way of shifting narratives and arguments to his favor when it is convenient. Another time now, tomorrow, he would say that Ronaldo is the greatest footballer of all time, regardless of whatever it is you want. So all I'm trying to say is that now we cannot just pick and choose, situations and let's call spade a spade. Okay, Mbappe did not win and all that. We were saying they did not have midfielders and everything. He had Messi and Neymar. What did he do with them? I can categorically tell you right now, if you had given Vini Messi, he would have achieved more than what Mbappe did with this thing. I am not even going to be apologetic about it. But Vini is more of a team player. Mbappe plays for himself. And then Mbappe, his fans have projected him so much. Why I call him a what-if player is the fact that I feel like a lot of people jumped onto the train so early. Messi was they were looking at, there were a lot of people that took sides in the Messi Ronaldo arguments, and then he was the next up and coming star. Everybody wanted to fall to the easy side where you would say that, okay, this is my guy, and this is the guy I'm going to back for the rest of their careers. And then a lot of people jumped on them. They hate to admit that it ended up derailed. And then he was pampered, like I said in the group, he was pampered and protected in PSG. I feel like his move to PSG was a wrong move. Coming onto the scene, Mbappe was the greatest teenager that we had seen. Lately, his growth was stunted. He was not allowed to grow through probably no fault of his own. They were protected. He wasn't allowed to be scolded. He wasn't allowed to be trained. He just got immediately at 17 or 18, got into an environment where he was given so much power and was not allowed to develop. Now he learned some habits that he cannot unlearn now at 28 or 29. Because it has already become the norm for him. He already has a mother and lawyers and an entourage that is always protecting him. Then the coaches, basically, Mbappe was allowed to pick his teammates, choose dynamics of how a club is being run from a very, very
But
young age.
not in Madrid, actually.
Vini coming to Madrid, I'm telling you the difference between Mbappe and Vini. Vini coming to Madrid had to fight for his survival. He did not know if he was going to last the first season. He had to fight for it. He was an item of mockery and all that. He had to prove. So he had to learn the hard way. In Hausa, like they say, Kasona ka dunia tekishi, kakina ka dunia to. Vini had to fight to get to where he is. Mbappe had a bed of roses, and then unfortunately he did not grow. Mbappe has been the same thing since he was an 18-year-old up until today. It is that pace and goal scoring. He's a terrific goal scorer, but then the mental aspect of the game, I don't think we can underestimate it. That is my little analysis of the situation.
So we'll get back to that. For now, I think you should start preparing about the flip side of the coin in terms of the reason why you have made the point that Vini is also the problem. But before we get to you, I think Farid needs to also respond to what Abdul said before we proceed to the Vini side. Go ahead.
Things first. Mbappe was not to score goals. He was signed not trophies. Everything else is just whitewashing. Abdul can come out and say he's a striker, he's meant to score goals. Yeah, you score goals, but when you're scoring goals and it's not translating into results, then you would also have to look at what is required of you. Because I remember Ronaldo used to defend with us when he was playing for us. He used to defend corners, he used to defend set pieces because he was tall, and so he did it sometimes. And sometimes
there's something called positional defending that you don't have to make a tackle, but you just have to.
You just have to be there, yes, cover the line where the passing lanes. Doesn't even do that. Does that? He even himself came out to admit that he knows that when he does these things, the team is better for it. He came out on the podcast. We all heard it. He said it. He said it, and he now said that, that is how he is, and he doesn't care what you guys think. And we just decided to pour a very egotistical statement from a player like this. He's the highest paid player. Include his bonuses, he's almost getting to 70 million a year. I don't know how you can sit down and start saying that, okay, at least he's scoring his goals. No, it's not enough. We want to win. To win. That is the reason why he's there. And you can come out and say because of Vitina and Pacho, those two players will not make them win the league. Lucho, Luis Enrique himself came out to say, player does whatever he wants on the pitch. We all heard it. He does whatever he wants on the pitch. He goes wherever he wants to go. I can't control him. Without him, I am going to have control of everybody with no exception. This is the same player that is playing for us. He goes wherever he wants to go, clouding spaces. If Mbappe had been in that team, Fede Valverde, when we played Man City and the Atleticos, that Fede Valverde would not have the freedom to occupy the spaces he was spacing in. He was going into and creating danger if Mbappe was there. So that is what Abdul failed to mention when he said Fede was,
So now
Fede's
you have counted that. Can you?
Yes. Go. That's simple. You should go. Unfortunately, we will probably not get our wish, but you should go. We won without him. I thought you said Marlon Idris.
Yes, start then.
You can get more from Mbappe. I think it will actually help out with it.
Mbappe has won World Cup single-handedly. Mbappe has won Euro single-handedly. Mbappe has won a lot of things. Even last season in Real Madrid, Mbappe happens to be the European Golden Boot winner. So you don't just say Mbappe is not good, he should go. Mbappe has been scoring and he has been brought to Real Madrid to score goals.
But Mbappe did not score, did not win the Euro.
Yeah, he won for France. He did. Check it. He won Euro. He won
the Nations League, not the Euro.
Nations League with Benzema.
Okay, fine. He won.
And by the way, he missed the final penalty in Euros.
He won the World Cup single-handedly. So last season in Real Madrid, he won European Golden Boot. And we brought Mbappe to score goals. And he has scored a lot of goals that make difference. He single-handedly removed Manchester City last season. So he has done so many things. You cannot just... In fact, there was no time when I could remember Vinicius has been the team that has been carrying the team single-handedly. Because
no, Iblis, let's not
seasons.
digress. What our main issue here is in terms of individual. What is going to make us move forward and betterment of the team that is winning trophies?
Well,
who amongst them do you think?
I made a suggestion a few days ago regarding this issue because, in fact, I was the first person to raise concern regarding this issue that two of them you cannot win trophy with two of them playing together. I spoke about it. I understand they have some similarities when it comes to marking. So my suggestion here, not to take so much time, is Vini should go because Mbappe is more reliable, can score more goals, and he can help the team more than Vinicius. Vinicius, you can bring in someone to do what he's doing. He's just doing things that a lot of players can do.
Okay. I will bring Nasir here. Please, can you weigh in on this issue before we move to the next? I know Abbas wants to make a recovery, but then we have to go. Everybody has to chip in. Nasir, please go ahead.
Okay. I would like to
Yes.
comment on what you said earlier regarding his impact at the team. Just like we said, Valverde, Pitak, and Brahim, all of them have rise to the occasion. So I believe Mbappe too, his main responsibility as a striker is to score, and he's scoring. So I think he has a very positive impact on the team. He has more goals than all the strikers, than Vinicius and the remaining strikers we have.
What can you say about the statistically? I know it's numbers. If he plays, or when he is not in the team actually has higher statistics in terms of balance of the team, in terms of even wins.
Honestly, I don't think he's the problem.
Especially in key games.
Yes, I don't think he's the problem because he scores. The problem is the entire team. You don't expect him to strike, to defend, to play at the midfield all at the same time. He's doing his job. Others has to rise. We have problem at the defense. The midfield, we are not even saying anything about the midfield. So I don't think...
we'll get to that. That is the fourth segment of the discussion today would be the key weaknesses and things areas that need to improve. So we're going to do the rounds again. Starting with, Abbas, in terms of the Vini side now, that's where we're moving. We're moved. I know you will briefly respond to the Mbappe side, but now the Vini side.
This cannot go. They have made a lot of false
allegations
very,
that we
very
have
false
to counter. We have to debunk.
counter them.
We have to debunk a lot of things. Let me start with Malay Idi. First of all, let me start from the dynamics and the mentality. I just sent something to the group just before we started this call because I knew that we would come back to it. I saw a tweet and I shared it and I showed two different responses to it. Right? There was one tweet that just said that Mbappe fan base is only caring about projecting Mbappe. Every other thing is secondary to them. That was what the tweet said. Then one person came out from the Vini side, and then he said, all they are going to now come out and say is that Vini has won 2 Champions Leagues for Real Madrid. And then another person from Mbappe, from Vini side now said that you don't expect us to keep on celebrating pichichis instead of trophies. So this is a perfect illustration of what he said. Marlon Idi, when he spoke first, he spoke about the World Cup. We're talking about Mbappe's impact in Real Madrid. I don't know why people are bringing in achievements from other things that Mbappe has done. Do you understand? Other things. That's why I'm saying he's always projected as somebody that could be something, could do something. Every single one of Mbappe fan for Real Madrid right now is supporting him based on either a dislike for Vini or what he thinks Mbappe could achieve, based on what he was from 10 years ago. We still haven't seen that. Everybody thinks that if you do this for Mbappe and you do that for Mbappe, if you chase this person away, build this team for him, do this team for him, basically just give him a sunshine world, then he will do what you expect him to do. Yes, I understand that they want to project him to a godlike status, but unfortunately in football you have to adapt. Sometimes you would face adversity. You don't expect a bed of roses to say that you have to sell every single person. You are not in control of getting every single type of profile of player that you want. You adapt to what you have in your surrounding and you make the most of it. That is what great players do. I expect for Mbappe fans to say that, okay, for Real Madrid, we see him doing this with what we have right now. Vini made lemonade of the lemons that he made in Real Madrid. Yes, he met Toni Kroos and everything, but Benzema was gone. I'm not even talking about the first Champions League. I'm talking about the second one, where we had three ACL injuries to our back line. Do you understand? The team was in shambles. We were hopeless going into the season. I remember that. Because Benzema had gone, we couldn't get Mbappe for that season, and we were just going in with the Joselu. We were all complaining. We did not know what was going to happen. You tell me, Jude came in, he chipped in, and they all played together for the team. Do you understand? An argument is being made for Mbappe. I expect them to say things that we expect Real Madrid to benefit, not what Mbappe may have achieved or has achieved in the past or what we think he's going to be. Do you understand? Right now, we're seeing a huge sample size of what the team looks like with him and without him. So all I'm trying to say is let's focus on argument of what Mbappe does for Real Madrid, what he would do for Real Madrid, rather than what may have been achieved for France or whatever. Personally, I don't care about international football. I really do not care. It's just a tournament, a ceremonial tournament that I feel like players come together because I feel like it lacks cohesion and all of those things. But then, yeah, the ones that win, and you are not going to take it away from them. But honestly, me personally, I put my heart and soul completely into Real Madrid. And that is where I'm focused on. Believe that, what is he going to give us? We brought him to bring trophies and everything. We didn't bring him. He could have just stayed. If they wanted to support him, he could have just stayed and be playing in the lower league on and rack up 1,000 goals and be more than Pele. For all I care. If it is Mbappe that solely you're trying to prove to be the best footballer in the world. But then he's here to elevate us to another level, just like Cristiano Ronaldo did when we were struggling. Do you understand? What is he going to bring to us? Don't tell us that he has done this for France, he has done that for France. Here, now, how is it beneficial to us? Do you understand? I personally am a Vini fan. You people might want to call me a cultist or anything, but wallahi, I do not mind if Vini scores 1 goal a season and we win trophies every season. You Mbappe fans here, none of them would tell you the same, that they would be happy with Mbappe scoring 3 goals and every other person sharing the goal around, and then we winning trophies. They want to prioritize Mbappe's achievement first, and if Real Madrid wins trophies along the line, it makes builds a greater case for them to project him as the greatest footballer or anything. But then this is not what we are concerned about. Me personally, I don't care if Vini would only score 1 goal. Let us win. That's all I'm saying. His presence, it's just, I don't know, we're all over the place. It might be my personal opinion, but that is how I see it. So I don't know if another person has another thing to say. Maybe when my turn comes back again, I'll say something else.
Please respond briefly. Please go ahead.
Ka recorded ma so that karna ce ma ba ni nayi. No, cewa Rana, I was just saying not
Abdul, okay, to bring it into context, he's trying to say is you and I have both criticized Vinicius before. I remember there was something you used to say. There's something that Vini will do that will always make us crave Mbappe. And I actually concord on what you said that time before Mbappe came.
That is how
why is that now? I don't remember a single time when you have personally criticized Mbappe, because all of it looks like he can do no wrong. This is the problem.
Abdul, I understand your general point of view, and I understand also the point of view that they're coming from. Everybody has their own different yes. So
Abdul, please, what was of the duo of Vinicius and Benzema during that season? Because the reason why they had a duo name, why were they paired together? He was the most dangerous player in the team. Who was the most dangerous?
Yeah.
So
Benzema tun da aka fara Champions League, Ronaldo era ƙarya ne.
His goals by himself. That's what I'm telling you. Vinicius had 20 assists. That's 20 assists. competitions, 20 assists.
Abdul, let's hear Idris. Please go ahead. What I will add to Idris' point here is you have to know when you compare that team to this team, it was an actually balanced team. So Benzema, when you compare it with the main issue that we're talking about right now, Vini is there. He does the work then. But when you substitute the Benzema with Mbappe now and see how imbalanced it has become now with both of them. So we knew the roles of Benzema, we knew the role of Vinicius then. But now I think there is a clash of roles, even though not positions, but roles in the team. At that time, the star of the team was Benzema, no doubt. Now we have two stars of the team, I would say, co-starring the team, basically. So that is where the bone of contention is actually. So I don't think it is fair enough to compare that particular season to this particular season. Each of them, they are very peculiar and very different at the same time. So Ahmed, you were trying to make a point.
I understand what you are trying to say, but my suggestion or my this thing was that Vini has done much, but to say he
Rodrygo,
has
come
done it,
next.
to say he has done it all is not fair. To Jude Bellingham is not fair to Karim Benzema, but he has tried. And what really happened now is that Vini has changed his attitude, changed his playing this style from what he used to be to a different person. Since the arrival of Mbappe, he started to speak different. He started to have this ego. And
Okay. So I don't think it's even fair to compare Vinicius and Mbappe performance, seeing that Vinicius is in his 8th season in Madrid, while Mbappe is just in his 2nd season. When we bought Cristiano Ronaldo, his first season, we went trophyless. We were knocked out at round of 16 Champions League. We won the Champions League with Ronaldo in his 4th season. We won the league in his 3rd season. So I think it's only fair for Mbappe in his 2nd season, and he's even equaling goals just like Cristiano Ronaldo. So I don't think it's fair to even compare him with someone who has spent 8 seasons at the team.
Okay, it's a fair point. Thank you. So I think the debacle of this is very clear, and the points of everybody has been made. My main issue now we already have a team. For us to put everything to work together, all the moving parts to be working, comes down to who is going to take the reins, or who do you think should take the reins? Should Arbeloa continue, or you have somebody in mind that we can get with high possibility, and somebody who can make the team work? Somebody like Luis Enrique, for example, that has that particular discipline. But Luis Enrique might be, from my own point of view, might be hesitant because he's going to come and meet the same problem he let go in Mbappe, in his own view. Yeah, but he was a former Madridista, so he has a good point. Well, this is football, so who do you have in mind?
Well, as for me, right now, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know which coach.
So you think Arbeloa should continue?
Honestly, because I don't have any coach in mind but definitely we need someone who
You
can
have the
make
likes
those two.
of Guti, Raul from
I think all we need is an experienced coach.
In terms of availability, experience, you have, I think, mediocre managers, or some people might call them high class. But for me, people like Pochettino, they have not done it like World Cup, Champions League champions, and then you have people that are not going to accept because of one reason or the other, like Mourinho and stuff. You have people that might not be able to come, like Guardiola, who is leaving City, definitely. I mean, there are so many options there, but we have to look at the balance possibility. So I will go to Abbasan next on your own point on the coach. That is a fair point, actually. For me, even if with him coming, he just needed some time to adapt. Okay. For this, let's bring Ahmed. Ahmed, can you answer on this before we move?
I side with Abbasan in terms of the dismissal of Xabi Alonso, trying dangerously to tweak and maneuver systems and do whatever he felt was best at the time. But I think you cannot change a working system for one that is based on an idea you have in your mind. If you feel Vinicius needs to improve certain aspect of his game, I think you can work that with it. Dr. Nasir, hello, Doctor.
About the coach issue, before we go back to that particular aspect, should Arbeloa continue, or do you have somebody in mind that is possible?
Yes, I think firstly, if I prefer Arbeloa to continue because he has shown signs of getting the team to play together and that intensity that we require to beat the bigger teams. Because
But do you think he has the authority over players?
No, because I think he's playing, he's choosing his squad and setting his formation into what the president has prescribed to him. So he's not allowed, for example, to drop one of Vini or Mbappe or those kind of things. Those big names have to be in the team for some reason. I don't know, but so he's actually not been given full and total control. But he has shown he can actually live up to what we expect of him. Even though we were knocked out, I really liked what I saw in the Bayern game. We went to Allianz Arena and we actually took it to them. Had Vini and Mbappe taken their chances, I think we would be getting ready to face PSG. I do not agree with that we don't have the defenders, and that's why I think we have enough. We showed that we could keep our own. Mendy was there and basically shut out Olise all night before we got to that red card.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, the midfield can be better, but I think we have to also remember that we were missing Chouameni that night. With Chouameni in there, with Jude,
suspended,
Freddie, yeah, suspended. So I think we actually have enough. We just need to convert our chances and we need to give in our all. I feel like they choose when they want to play at their best. It's not always enough. We need you to be switched on for the entire season. And so if Arbeloa cannot continue, I think my next option is Mourinho. We can get Mourinho. I think he can actually push the players to the limit that we want them to play.
For me too, that's the option. But then you have to look at the possibilities. I mean, that's dreamland for us because authority will be there. Tactically, will be sound. Defensively, he's going to focus. But then, is there a possibility? I don't think there's any synergy between the president and.
I think the reports say that he has a very good relationship with Florentino Perez. The issue now is that I think people are saying he has agreement with the Portuguese club after the World Cup that he's going to take over. I don't know how true it is, but those are the rumors.
Okay, commented on this particular issue. Abdul, what do you think about Arbeloa continuing, or do you have any other person in mind? Yes, he's injury prone. He can even get injured in his sleep, definitely. And for him, performances are being chosen. Raul Asensio is there.
Reports are that they are going to sell him. They are going to sell him this summer.
But you guys actually sold him at the beginning as the next Ramos.
No.
Okay, so who are you going to suggest before we move? Yes, for me too, I think that ruled out his comeback actually. So are you suggesting Mourinho too? Okay, so I understand your point. Yes, yeah, it's possible, but Madridistas, that was the reason why we're bringing this up. But generally speaking, I think it's not right if we don't look at the whole team in general. Everybody needs to give their own review. Real Madrid, these are the players or positions, not specific players. These are the positions that we need. I think Abdul started with central defense needs at least one. So we have to look at backup in terms of squad players. What do we need? Are the ones that we have, like, for example, we have very good squad players like Pitach and in terms of the defensive left back, we have very good squad players that can play backup in one or two, cup matches and stuff. But actually, people like Brahim also are squad players, But we actually need, in terms of structural backbone of the team, where and which aspects do we need to focus on? Well, we need one centre back, definitely. So I will again start with Nasir on this. So do you think we should wait until Cabal retires? Because if not, then we'll be having like three right backs and stuff. So, or what?
When does his contract expire?
I'm not sure. Yeah, but even if, let's say, Cabal retires and we're looking for a right back, who is the possibility? Who is out there actually? Pedro Porro, all these. When you look at these teams, Hakimi is basically the world's best left back. Is he going to come back after, all that has happened? Even though there's that Madrid calling, but still, I mean, we have to be realistic in these things. Do we look at Castilla, and the talent that is there? I mean, all these are things that we have to put into context. Rodrygo, you mean? So you mean a right-footed, because we have Mastantuono who plays on the right but cuts in. We have Mastantuono for that. So you're looking at a traditional, those that we have like Callejon, Granero. But Mastantuono, I think, plays for Argentina there because Messi. Yeah, but Messi, you can't bench Messi in 10. For Argentina, he plays on the left. So what other position do you think also should be focused? I think that has high possibility. So is it for the leadership that he has or the experience? So do you see him as a Cruz-esque type of control? Well, I'm actually surprised that nobody has mentioned us about getting like a squad type Joselu 2.0 version to change like a plan B. Yes, but Endrick is not an out-and-out center forward. Yes, that you wait there like he's not like a Sorloth. Yes, but he likes to drift around. He likes to roam around. He's not like a Sorloth kind of, if you're looking to change like the game, if you're trailing behind, just put him on, cross the ball and say inshallah, and then, something will happen. Yes, I have no doubt the Endrick is coming back. But another issue that I wanted so do you think he's going to solve our center forward problems, like out and out center forward problems? I think when he comes back, he's going to play on the left. So that's why I was mentioning something like Huselu, that you can play Huselu anywhere. It's either that center
I don't think.
So what else? What other position do you think needs reinforcement? But you already have Mastantuono on that side. Not really. We already have overcrowded positions in that particular area. You can cash in on it. Are you going to bench Bellingham or Arda Güler? Yeah, but I think you end up suffering playing out of position, and that will lead to low confidence and then low value, all those stuff that we come in. We've seen it with, personally, yes. But will he agree to play more slightly to the side? Like Camavinga plays right midfield sometimes, RM.
Yes, you can.
And then you also have to look at his defensive features. Camavinga is more sometimes ball.
Yeah, he's more defensive. He's a very good.
Exactly. So I mean, those things they are not necessarily 1-to-1 ratio. They are very different profiles. So I don't know. Any other positions do you think, at least to make the next season upcoming with prospects, for something, at least some changes? Anyone? We can go on a free. I think so also. But did you suggest your own suggestion? He's talking about the coach. But would he agree? He has achieved almost everything in football. He's now very comfortable, Would he come back to the roller coaster? I mean, in terms of, if you're as a coach, you have gotten all the possible trophies but that's the dream of every coach. Get one of everything. You don't have to Klopp. Yeah, but you have to know, people like Klopp require also overtime. You need like 2-3 seasons to see minimum, to see the impact. You need 2-3 seasons for you to see the real impact that he's going to bring. His own players, his own style. So it's the same thing we're going to go back with Alonso, which they also need time. And in Madrid, you can't be afforded that. That is the issue. You have to decide on somebody that you get the ground running. You understand? That will hit the ground running immediately. That's the issue. So I think that's one area that. Yes. So it's time. We're about to queue. Normally, always have this conclusion that we normally do, the this or that. Farid, if you remember, we always do the this or that at the end. So surprisingly, he's not on the list, but I'll add it now. Surprisingly. Okay. So I will start with Nasir. Let's start. So Abdul, the this or that, you either choose one quickly. So if you have a team and you are to choose only one player to play in the forwards, who would you choose between Vini or Mbappe? Nasir, Farid, Abba. Okay. So the next one actually is, if you had the option to win the 16th Champions League but finish third in La Liga, or for you to win the domestic double next season, just for next season, which one would you choose? So Champions League, Farid, you said Champions League. Nasir, Nigaska for next season. I think it's time we have to build for proper one. Let's start domestically and then build up to the Champions League. So the next one, as usual, let's finalize. Abdul, starting with you again. Would you take a fit Thibaut Courtois or pick Iker Casillas? Just choose one. Just choose one. Farid, Nasi. For me, I will go for Casillas. The return of Alonso, Zidane, or Jose Mourinho. For this particular team, the way it is right, Abdul, Xabi Alonso to come back to continue what he started, Zinedine Zidane or Jose Mourinho. Nasi. We have 2 more to go. Which one would you take if you had like a blank check right now? If you had a blank check for Madrid, would you sign a new all-and-out center forward like Erling Haaland or Ashraf Hakimi? You have to choose one, not both.
If we get
No, the way the team is, there's no
Vitinha.
ifs or buts.
Vitinha.
No, it has to be either Ashraf Hakimi or Erling Haaland. Those are the 2 options that you have with your blank check. Okay, so final question. Lose at home or win away, especially with teams like Bayern Munich? Which one do you prefer? So if you have to choose one of them, so if one happens, the other doesn't happen. That's why I said big teams. That's why it's a bit tricky.
Like, they want champagne to dance. So on Monday, the person in charge is not achieved. But you want to come over and do. Hello?
So still you have to choose one. So, Farid, is it clear to her? Okay, so I think the conversation is going to continue. So finally, we'll start with predictions for the
That's what I would have
to. So we'll continue with predictions for the next match in our platforms. And also for all upcoming matches, and also be using hopefully our new application that will be automating these things. So for now, thank you all for giving your inputs as very expert Madridista analysts. Remember, we're all Real Madrid. We don't actually play finals only. Even in terms of arguments, we win them. But first, we have to get there. So until next time, Hala Madrid in Adamas. Thank you.